Chronic health issues are running rampant worldwide right now. And we can put this down to a number of reasons, thankfully most of which is within our control. So first of all, when we group people into different groups, there's a very small percentage of people who are actively trying to improve their health every day. Then we have the group of people who take our health for granted, which we've all done at some point until some kind of health issue strikes us down and makes us realize. And then we have those suffering with chronic health issues, and that group is getting bigger and bigger by the day. So let's look at what you can control so that you don't have to worry about what you can't control. Well, number one is the food that we're taking in. It's not just necessarily the actual food, but it's what's in it. So it's seed oils, refined carbs, the processed sugar, the artificial sweeteners, and a lot of the garbage sprayed on our food when you're eating real food is all contributing to these chronic health issues, from obesity to autoimmune problems and everything in between. Cancer, heart disease, we can point probably 98% of that back to a lot of what's going on here with the food we're eating. So while some of it's out of our control, you can't control what oil a restaurant cooks with, we can control our choices. We can control how often we go out to eat. We can control what we're eating at home and what we buy and things like that. That alone could probably wipe out more than 50% of all chronic health issues and deaths just by changing what people eat. Then what else is within our control? Well, how we deal with emotional stress, what stressful situations we put ourselves in, accepting a job that's terrible or a relationship that's toxic because we're scared of the fear of changing is stronger than the fear of staying the same. As soon as we make sure we take action with our mental and emotional health, then our overall health is going to improve. Also, the lack of movement. So many people are stuck sitting on their butts all day at work, and we don't exercise enough. And just going to the gym for an hour when you've sat for 8 hours really isn't going to do you any benefit. We've got to be walking and moving more consistently throughout the day, and people need to be lifting weights. Just doing cardio isn't going to be enough to help your body function as best it can. Now, what's out of our control to some degree? Well, a lot of the toxins we're exposed to. There's heavy metals and herbicides and pesticides and all sorts of garbage that's on our food, in our water, in the air. So what you can control is, again, what's in your household. Don't use detergents that are full of toxins or air fresheners, or there's a natural option for a lot of these things, because again, you're going to get exposed from the stuff that's out of your control. You cannot change that. You've got to make sure that if you're dealing with chronic health issues or you don't want to take your health for granted, that you don't just say, oh, that's all garbage, none of that's going to affect me. Well, it is, and it will catch up to you. Then we've also got genetics. You cannot change the genetics you're born with, but you can find out what genetics you've got. For example, if you're positive in the MTHFR gene, you can do some simple things like taking methylfolate and B12 to help those parts of your body work better, to methylate better, so that you can detox better and get a lot of this stuff out.
Hey there, if you're struggling with gut health, I just wanted to let you know about my free Facebook gut health support group. You'll see it on the screen here. Just click the link and you can join that. We cover all sorts of more in-depth tips on what testing to do, how to deal with underlying biotoxins, things like that. So jump in the group. I'd love to have you in there. Anyway, back to the video.
You might also be one of the 25% of people who can't make antibodies to mold. But your body can still get rid of the mold mycotoxins if it's not overloaded with all these other toxins. And that's normally what happens to people. They're taking their health for granted. They think, oh, it's overblown what all these toxins and chemicals can do, until your body hits a tipping point. And maybe you get exposed to mold or a Lyme disease from a tick bite. And that's what pushed you over the edge, because your body's got so many other toxins and chemicals in there, it can't expel those. And now your health spirals out of control. And if we've learned nothing else from the last few years, it's that you don't want to have to rely on the healthcare system when you're chronically ill. You really don't want to have to rely on it even when you're acutely ill, because our poor doctors and nurses are overworked, underpaid, being run ridiculous shifts and ridiculous funding from these hospital administrators who are trying to maximize profits. Our system isn't set up for healthcare for chronic health sufferers. It at best works as sick care, and even then, it's still not always the best system to be in. Some of it depends on how lucky you are with what specific doctor or nurse you get, or what hospital you end up at. So you don't want to be relying on that. You want to pull yourself out of that system and only need it if a freak accident happens. You want to take control of your health. And if you're already suffering with chronic health issues, then do not get perturbed by the fact that it's a hard journey. You're going to make little wins and then you're going to go backwards. But if you find the right doctors to work with, you can get through basically any chronic health issue if you give it enough time, as long as it's not a terminal issue like a ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease. If you're currently taking your health for granted, it might be worth doing some good maintenance lab work, not the normal blood work your medical doctor will do, but test for some of these things like, what toxins have I got in my body? What mold is there? Do I have anything like that I can start addressing now, deal with it quickly in the space of a few months, instead of let it run rampant and control my overall health? So that's the way you want to start looking at health. Please don't take it for granted, because I watch people every single day who are fine, and then one thing happens and it's like they fall off a cliff. There's often not much warning when chronic health disaster is going to strike. You're fine one day, you wake up the next day and all of a sudden you have crippling anxiety, you can't get out of bed, lights give you headaches, sounds and smells set you off into a migraine response. It's awful. Don't want to be suffering like that. And if you are suffering like that, you're probably nodding your head going, yes, I know exactly how that is. So for the chronic health sufferers, if you want more information on what to test, how to do it, what supplements you should take or not take depending on your condition, then just hit the subscribe button for this channel, because I share a lot of videos about that, from how to manage leaky gut to the best supplements to take if you're dealing with mold, or what testing you should do, all that kind of stuff. We try and share as much of that information as we can to get you as much value as possible.